about to go downtown.
Downtown, hey!
Downtown. You about to go downtown.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night, and welcome to another week's episode of Downtown World. Now, I am very excited to be speaking with Queen Laura Wilson tonight. Now, those of you that are listening, you cannot see her beautiful face, but those of you who are watching can see her beautiful face. And I want to say thank you for just being you and being comfortable in joining the law environment, because it's always been a dream of mine. So those of you that have not, as I said, not watching, you won't know, but she is a entertainment lawyer, and as well, I think dibble dabbles in other laws close loosely to it, but mainly in entertainment law. Am I correct? Yes.
Yeah, we'll just say entertainment law.
Entertainment law, yes.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to have this queen here tonight to just share her journey and advice for like a lot of the people that I know or speak with on a like daily basis that are part of this what we call entertainment industry. Whew. I'm like, no, because like, okay, I'm gonna get into my nerd bag like really quick, Laura. But before that, how are you today?
I'm good. I am good. Thank you so much for having me. I know we had a couple false starts getting today set up, but thank you so much for your patience. Thank you for, still having the space for me to come in and chop it up with you today. So I'm looking forward to it.
It is an honor for me, so thank you. Now, when it comes to the word entertainment,
Yeah,
you're a lawyer, so it's just like words for everything, right?
Yep.
What does entertainment entail?
For
you, at
all
least,
the
in your
things.
practice.
In my practice is mainly in music. And so my clients are mainly artists, managers, songwriters, producers, labels, folks who are in the music industry, economy, kind of infrastructure. But I've been breaking into some and looking forward to continuing in doing some film and TV work.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's to you. So what like made you decide to get into, first of all, becoming a lawyer? Was that always like the dream of yours from the start? Grade 12, we gotta find our passion. Shout out to you. I see you went to HBCU.
I did. Go Bulldogs, Alabama A&M.
Okay, rap.
Yeah.
I deal with a lot of people at HBCUs. I feel like I go to one, so shout out to you. And it's just like, what made you follow that path? Was that always the goal?
It was always the goal. For as long as I can remember, the path wasn't, that straight. There are lots of bumps along the way. Bumps and also like twists and turns, different, decisions that I made. Like you mentioned, I did go to an HBCU. I was at Alabama A&M University on a volleyball scholarship. And yeah, it was an amazing, amazing experience.
What position did you play mostly in volleyball?
Setter.
Okay.
Setter.
Okay.
Yeah. And my hitters were amazing. They always made me look good, even when,
that's Laura.
Yeah, they were. It was such a wonderful experience. And I did my degree in physics. And did a master's degree in medical biophysics. And then I was like, do I still go to law school? Does this make sense? I couldn't see how they, kind of overlapped. But I realized for every area of life, there's an area of law. So whatever it is that you like, you can do that, and you can find a space for you in the provision of legal services. And so I was working at a bookstore in Scarborough when I was trying to figure out like, okay, I have these 2 degrees. I'm back at home with my parents. What do I do? And I saw my teacher from the 2nd grade and my teacher from the 5th grade at the bookstore. This is during the holidays, so it's super busy. And, this was like 20 years between being in their class and then seeing me at the bookstore. And they both asked me if I still want to be a lawyer. And that was my, like, that was affirming for me, like, oh yeah, we're doing this. And then I applied, got in. I took the LSAT twice because I wasn't happy with the score the first time. And I don't think that it was really that much better the second time. But I had, you know, a pretty solid overall application. And then to get into entertainment, I had done a few other things. I'd practiced in a few other practice areas before I came around to entertainment specifically. I knew that pardon?
Oh, sorry.
No, I just couldn't hear.
No, it's just like, since outside is like nice today, I feel like bikers and we're out today and stuff.
Oh.
My mic is like a short mic, so it picks up like on
everything. Yeah,
she must be hearing it like this.
No, I'm not hearing it. But you know what? Earlier today, the fire alarm was going off in like 3 to 5 minute intervals.
Oh my gosh!
For like 4 hours. So I think maybe my ears just can't pick up on distant sounds anymore.
You're naturally drained out all like.
Yeah, can't hear it.
But yeah, like what were one of the other like fields that you dabbled in before? You don't have to go in depth, just like.
Yeah. So I did workplace investigations. I did human rights. I did personal injury, just kind of like seeing where my interests and my skills and, you know, things collided. I worked in a patent law firm, and it was very exciting, interesting work. But there was a test that you had to take called a patent agent exam to be able to really kind of progress to do the work that I wanted to do. And the pass rate for people who were writing it for the first time was 3%. And I was like, oh, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. Yeah. And then coming into entertainment now, it's still intellectual property law. So I feel like a lot of the things that I wanted to do when I first started working at the patent law firm years ago, it's kind of come full circle. And now I can, you know, do the work that I really enjoy, no extra testing required, and I get to really help out people in my community.
That's dope. Would you say that you've always kind of had a love or certain joy for entertainment?
Definitely. My mom made us all play instruments when we were growing up. I wish that I had stuck with them. Oh my gosh. I played the clarinet and the bass clarinet and the baritone saxophone and the piano and the steel pan, everything.
Awesome.
I'm glad. Shout out to my mom.
That is amazing. Do you still play any of them?
I play none of them.
I love it.
In the closet, and I'm like, yeah, this pandemic, I did not.
Listen, I won't keep you out to dry. Piano, tenor sax, trombone.
Ooh. Okay.
Did we add the recorder? I felt like that was standard.
Do it. You have to add the recorder. Right? I also play the recorder.
Like
Come
okay,
on.
right?
Yeah,
so
you have to. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I love that. I really do love that, because a lot of the times as well, and I will say, I've had a bit of experience working at a law firm before I started working on my business. So, well, not before, but like before I fully dove into working on downtown. So it's just like this preconceived notion of being like, lawyers are kind of stuck up, like they don't have fun, like so it's just like, it's really dope for people to also know, like, you handle the business, but as well there's other sides to you that allow you to, like, you know what I mean, be human.
Loosen up.
So I just love to show the human side.
Thank you.
No problem.
Lawyers are people too.
Right. And you're not aggressive, you're passionate.
Exactly.
A word.
Yes. A mood.
Right?
Yeah.
So, okay. So now it gets into, you're a lawyer now, entertainment law, doing your thing. What made you decide to start your own practice as opposed to being at another firm?
Yeah. So That's a really good question. There are, it's a very niche area, and it's a very busy practice area. And so being on this side now, so I have transitioned into a firm, which is great.
Yes,
Um,
congratulations.
thank you, thank you. And being on this side and seeing how busy it is, um, I can appreciate that you do have to come in with a requisite level of knowledge and
Oh,
experience because things move so quickly.
oh,
It's hard to get that, kind of on the job training.
yeah.
You of course are always learning as you go, but you really do need to have a baseline level of knowledge. At least that was my experience anyway. And so I didn't have that, and I wanted it, and I was trying to think of ways that I could, convince law firms that, I can do this work. I can, catch on to things really quickly.
Mm.
But even at that, there's a handful of firms in the city that do that kind of work. And so coming in with no experience made me, not a very competitive applicant when the job applications or when the job postings even came up. So I was like, well, if you want to do it, just do it. If you can't find a seat at the table, build your own table.
Facts,
And so
facts,
I built.
facts. And
Yeah.
like when I say I'm so proud of you, there's so much that goes by.
Thank
Because
you.
people that know me, they're like, you should have been a lawyer. I'm like, yeah, yeah. Wait. But also like immigration law is where I was at. So
Okay. That's
picture
tough.
picture the biggest one in the city. That's where I was, and
Yeah.
not the K one, the other one, right?
Yeah.
And
Yep.
it's like being there for me, I felt like it was the opposite experience of like
Mm,
I had experience in a lot of different fields, it definitely applied to the position or the level that I was going for. And I came in and I was like, I will be transparent in saying that was my first, like, I'll say, like, seriously corporate job, but it was also
yeah.
like my dream job,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Being downtown Toronto, financial district, the whole spiel,
All the things.
all the things, right? So
Yeah.
it's like being there, I was so like adamant. I would go like speak to maybe like a managing lawyer, like you know what I mean? Not to realize like it's actual suits in there. It's not
Yeah.
it's not fully of like also what you can do. So like me being on the opposite side of you, I was going to then be like, hey, I could do this. I
Yeah.
like where you want me. I could do it right now. I ain't gotta waste
Yeah.
time. I'm telling you, I want to do this now. I want to be right here. This is where I want to
Yep.
be. Like, and they were like, no. And it wasn't until I was ready to go, then it was like, no, come back. We have the things. And I was like, my passion is already like
Yeah.
the grass isn't always greener. Like, as I said, because that was my dream. And I
Yeah.
felt like that's where I was, you know, top floor, all the things. And you're just like,
Yeah.
so I'm very proud of you for like creating your own table and not having to endure a lot of the things that myself and a lot of my previous coworkers I know still deal with moving forward, or anyone that we know just as a colored person within the law space. It's real. It's
It
seriously
is.
real.
Yeah.
It's very, very
It
real.
is. But thank you.
I
Thank
don't
you for
feel that
saying
way.
that. And yeah, thank you for sharing that.
What are you comfortable with sharing? This is a standard question I ask everyone, but as
Okay.
you know, downtown, don't waste no time with negativity. What
Mm,
is a situation where it doesn't have to be recent, but it was definitely negative?
okay.
No questions asked, but you,
Yeah.
Laura, did not waste any time with negativity. You might have
Yeah.
even surprised yourself, but this time
Yeah.
you did not.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Um, how I started my practice.
Mm,
I was working in house at an organization, and the board of directors at the organization changed. Um, this is during the time of the previous U.S. administration, and the vibes from that
yeah.
administration had kind of trickled down to well, I mean, trickled down.
It
They've
was
been
all
in
over. It
Canada.
was your
It
face.
was all over, right?
Yeah.
People were feeling very emboldened.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the folks shared some of those views very outwardly, and I said, this is not something that I can do. Like, it was, I had overall a great experience working there, but I felt like my personal ethics and like identity,
Yes.
it diverged. It was time for us to go our separate ways.
Mm.
And that was hard because I'd been thinking about starting my practice for a long time. But this thing that was, pretty negative, if you are, Black or a person of color, hearing some of the things that some folks were saying, and how it like impacted you and how you kind of saw yourself in this profession, and what some of those things were that people were kind of saying and believing and supporting. It really made me think, like, is this the place for me? Is this the profession for me? There are things that really kind of deviate from who I am and what I'm about to the very core of my being. And so instead of trying to put my head down and push through, I was like, I'm going to take a leap. And I did. And I think that if that
Yeah,
didn't
that feeling that
happen,
you have when the elevator like
that's
stops
it.
fast.
That's it. I'm telling you, if that didn't happen, I probably would not have left when I did.
Yeah.
If I would still be there, I don't know. But if that was, the situation that really could have taken a turn, for me and who I am and what I believe in and the type of work that I do and like to do. If that didn't happen, I probably wouldn't have left when I did. And that was, the biggest blessing for me, to be able to be like, no, this is the time is now. You got to move. And I moved, and the rest is history.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
No, that is so like beautiful and encouraging, because I know a lot of queens are going to hear, shout out to my fellas, but majority of the audience are queens, and I'm inspired. So I hope you guys are inspired as well, because there's that moment. I remember sitting in my with the 4, and people were like, why aren't you coming to Earl's for lunch? And I'm like, I got to use my break to pre-post some stuff for my website and my blog, and all the sacrifices. Maybe you get your desk so that in your 15-minute you can have that to send response to another quick email, because shout out to the entrepreneurs out there for real. Come on. You know what I mean? People shape because you decide to come to work with like no makeup, not knowing that after your 9 to 5 you work like a 5 to 2.
Come on.
Okay. And it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth it in the end.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not
absolutely.
We're not at your end for sure, but like it is so worth it. When you swallow that gulp, it's fair, but it's like you can't get change with still waters. Like,
that's it. That's that. Like, I would not have been where I am right now, if that situation didn't happen, or at least not in this way. Right. And so to have taken that leap and had to put all of my resources and creativity and all this stuff to build and be okay, to do that now in a firm environment with support, and peers, mentors, it's amazing. It is such an amazing feeling. It's been almost 2 months, and the novelty hasn't worn off, right? I still feel so excited and, lucky even to like do this work every day.
And you know what that tingly feeling is as well? Is breaking the generational curses. Like, your ancestors, like, it may sound corny to some, but that's some real like real spit. Like,
listen, are we going there?
Yes, let's go. Okay, I'm here.
Seatbelt buckle. Come on. So I was not born in Canada. I was born in the UK. I'm the third of four, and my parents were born in Jamaica. They grew up Jamaica in the UK. Come on, don't know. And we came to Canada in 1988, and my mom, she was a nurse in London, and then you already know what I'm about to say.
My mom's still a PSW, just retired.
Come on, you already know what it is, right?
I'm jumping around the church.
You already know what it is. So, you know, my parents came to Canada, 4 kids under 8,
Jeez.
4 kids 8 and under, and you know, just hustling. And of course, with the requirements to become, you know, recognized, you have your, you know, accredited, your foreign accredit, you know what I'm trying to say, your foreign credits recognized in Canada. You got to pay this, you got to take this, you got to do that. You know, do you take that time and energy and put it into your, you know, accreditation, or do you put that into your family? And you know, my mom chose us, and she went back to school, and she got her law clerk certificate from Seneca ages ago. And so seeing her, like, pardon?
No, I'm like, bop, shout out to Seneca.
Shout out to Seneca. Seeing her, like, take control of her career, and, you know, be in the law, and, like, I'm kind of seeing what being an advocate looks like.
Mm-hmm.
How could I not do this? How could I not, you know, pursue this dream when, like, my dad came and had to start over because he didn't have enough Canadian experience, and my mom had to, you know, start over, all this stuff. So I am here because of them. So many sacrifices that they made, and just their tenacity to overcome. Like, I've had, you know, obstacles that I've had to overcome as well, but they were the blueprint.
And wouldn't it be a journey if it was just
easy?
You know nothing. You learn nothing. I do wish that a lot of the things that I went through, I don't wish it on anyone, but those are the things that make us who we are, right?
Yeah.
I was speaking to someone the other day, and it's like, you know, when we pray to God, we ask God to teach us how to love. You know what I mean? There's something on the opposite side of that. When we teach to be wealthy, you need to know what being poor is. Like, there's always an opposite end. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like, I
do know.
It is like that. So we must be kind to each other. We must listen to ourselves, because had your teachers not walked in to that bookstore and, like, you already heard the voice telling you what to do, but that on the outside you had to receive it again. You received that confirmation. Like, it's very important for us to listen, because
it was jarring too to, like, see them. And, you know, so this was in 2011, and I was in the 2nd grade in 1992 and the 5th grade in 1995. And they have literally had hundreds of students between that, and they still remembered me, and they still remembered that I wanted to be a lawyer. And it shook me. I was like, whoa. So we're doing this.
Yes, I love that. Ooh, okay. So here at Downtown, we also say eat fruit and mind your business. Now, we mean that in the literal sense, because it's good for skin, it's good for all the things, you know? And we also mean it in, like, the spiritual sense, meaning, like, fruit being knowledge or just wisdom. So if there was, I mean, you shared so much fruit today already, but if there was some more fruit that you feel like people need to know or be aware of when it comes to building your own table, what would you say?
I would say, don't not do something because of the amount of time it's going to take, because that time is going to pass anyway.
Mm.
And there are so many times along the way where I'm like, oh, I've been in school for this long. I did this degree, then I did this degree, and I want to do this. And, friends around me are getting married and getting their full-time jobs and buying houses and buying cars. And I'm working at the bookstore.
Mhm.
And I'm just like, okay, your time will come. Like you can't rush the process.
Okay.
And so when I realized that like this is my journey and it's mine alone, I'm not on it by myself, but I am the only one who can, take those steps. Um, and so it's, trust that everything will work out in the end. And I realize that sounds like terrible advice, because when you're in the middle of a situation, you're like, how can I trust that this is going to work out? Like, what are you saying to me? This is awful. But it always does.
It does, truly.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
that's
just have to
exciting.
trust that.
It does. So when it comes to now more, I'm going to get into entertainment, dive into, I do speak to a lot of artists. We see a lot of things happening all the time, but let me start here with you. At what stage is it time for someone to approach you?
Whenever you have something that you have to sign. Yeah. Because, some people will say, and of course, it's my opinion. Of course, all of these things that I'm sharing today is my opinion. It's not legal advice.
Your business.
Come on. I need one of those shirts, please.
Yes.
Because I will wear it.
My lifestyle, girl.
Okay. And drinking water. Stay hydrated, because you can't get into trouble when you're drinking water. So you're drinking water.
Yeah.
Come on. So whenever you have something to sign, I think there's a misconception that you have to wait until you get this big deal. But if you have signed something early on, you don't know if what you have signed might prevent you from signing that bigger deal, or what rights do you have to content that you have already released, or you just don't know. So I think that there's a lot of really great information available online, and I think that that's great for people to understand the industry and the business. But I think that it's a good idea to speak to a lawyer before you sign something.
Definitely. Agreed. And yeah, I definitely should have talked to you a couple of months ago, but that ship is sailed. But
well, you can still talk to a lawyer after you've signed. There's, it's definitely easier before.
Is it too late? My stuff are a bit different than artists, but we can talk about that.
So, I mean, you're going to spend your time or your money, right? That's in all things. And so you spend the time up front to go through it and, pay whatever needs to be paid. And you spend less time on the back end trying to clean up whatever has unraveled or spilled or things like that. So it's usually, that old saying, prevention is better than, like an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure, or something like that. The same is true, in this situation.
Okay, no, I totally agree. So another question is, being an entertainment lawyer, is your network something that you offer to the roster of people that you work with? Or is that something where it's just like, you're just coming to my office, you make, like, am I wording it correctly if I'm making sense for you? Like,
can you repeat the question?
If you have a bunch of artists, music execs, different like variations of people, do you, part of your services, do you offer your network with others once they become your clientele? Or is that something when you work with others, you prefer to keep everyone kind of like not separate, but like
Mhm.
separate, for lack of a better term.
Right. No, I hear you. So the true lawyerly answer is it depends.
Which is
We Go ahead.
no, I said which is right. But
Yeah, I mean, we are we are required to maintain confidentiality for all of our clients, and so unless the client has said publicly that we represent them, then we can't even, you and I wouldn't be able to have a conversation to be like, oh, I'm representing this person. Um, so if there is somebody who, if they're doing something where they might be able to benefit each other, but there's no, but they don't know each other. I mean, the community is really small, so people generally know of a lot of people anyway.
Yeah.
Then there would be like a waiver or permission for sure to be like, oh, I think that this is, something that might help you. But it really depends on what the client wants or is asking for. So, I'm a service provider. I am providing services to the client. So I'm taking instructions from the client. So it's really only if I'm asked to, weigh in on something which doesn't happen, which happens from time to time,
Yeah.
but only in that situation, if I'm asked or if I see that like things are kind of going in a certain direction, be like, oh, maybe you should consider, ABC.
Yeah.
That I might say, have you thought about talking to a person who does this? And if they say yes or no, depending on what it is that they say, then I might see if I can, get permission from, those folks to connect them.
Awesome. So,
Yeah.
what is one of the biggest mistakes you feel like artists make when it comes to um, the paperwork that they doesn't have to doesn't have to be clientele that ever done, but what is just a common like misconception they may have or a mistake that they may make in a scenario
Mhm.
sometimes that you feel like entertainment lawyers in general
Mhm.
usually have to.
Everything is negotiable. So I know a lot of people are, excited when they get their first agreement, whatever the agreement is. And it's a very exciting time. The artist has been developing their art, their craft, their skills. And this is an opportunity for them to monetize it and really see themselves, making a living off of their art. And so it's exciting for them. It's exciting for me to be able to help someone, live out their dream. But I think, a lot of times there's a bit of a scarcity mindset situation that's happening where it's like, this is my one opportunity. I need to sign it now, now, now. And it's like, well, uh, there are things that included, things that, are typically included in this type of agreement. Consider, pushing back on this. I think that you should include this. And sometimes people do listen, clients do listen, and if they don't, I'm following their instructions, but I just make sure that, I document when their choices have deviated from my advice.
Yeah.
But I think that it's, being reminded that everything is negotiable, and you don't have to sign the first agreement that you get exactly as it is, um, because you want to make sure that you are protecting yourself, because once it's signed, it's a lot of work to unsign it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Everything is negotiable.
everything is negotiable.
What is something in your life that someone has told you no and you negotiated what you wanted?
Someone has told me no and I negotiated what I wanted. That's a good question. um I'm really trying to think, because I feel like I'm doing I feel like I'm doing that all the time.
Right?
Um so that I can't think of anything that really like stands out, like, oh, somebody told me no and then I did this. Like,
It can be
that
simple.
could be simple.
for example, the,
Yeah, help me out.
and
You cut out.
the other day I went to McDonald's, and
Yes.
usually I get it over Uber Eats, but I'm like, I haven't left the house, so I'll
Yeah.
go to the drive-through, excursion.
Mm-hmm.
And the girl, after spending almost like $40, don't ask me what I ordered.
No judgment.
She she was like, I asked her for honey,
Yeah.
and told me 25 cents.
Rude.
And I was like, I just waited how long in this drive-through? And I spent almost $40 here at McDonald's, which is about like 3 hours of your time here. And you can't give me a little honey?
Yeah.
She got frustrated and threw 3 in the bag, and I was out. So
okay. I mean, I've had a similar situation at Wendy's when I asked for extra barbecue sauce. Like, this thing is not 25 cents. You can
the
give it
chicken
to
be
me.
dry. We need the sauce.
Please. I know I ordered a spicy chicken, but spice doesn't mean flavor. It just means spice.
It's right. It's just hot.
This is it. And it's not been that hot. It's tasty, but like, you can give me the extra barbecue sauce, please.
I said please.
I did say please. I did.
So
I did.
What happened?
I wish I could find a more exciting example. Although the spicy chicken example and the barbecue sauce is
very
important.
relatable, because that's the one that I get when I go to Wendy's.
Yeah.
So I'm totally with you on that. Like,
true. No, it's fair.
And there was a guy, I never forget, when I used to do training, when I had to train, like I worked at Rogers once in my life, but when you had to do like your training, those dumb videos they always showed you. But there was this video, I forgot the business. I think it was like Pickles or some guy. He has a chain or whatever. But he basically came up with the concept of like, if they ask for like a sauce, never charge.
Yeah.
That was like a thing he purposely put as a policy, because he was like, it makes no goddamn sense.
No sense.
And you know those people that are just like, here. That was me. Like, here. So
whatever. It's sauce.
McDonald's is not hurting. And when I was thinking about it, I'm sorry for this McDonald's rant. It's so random.
Do it.
It is totally random, but I'm feeling it in my soul to share.
Go off.
When I think about the amount of money I've spent with McDonald's, definitely over $1 million.
Yeah.
When you think about like high school, when you were going and I was getting that $5 meal, it would come to like what, what was it with tax?
75?
Yeah. And I get the McChicken on the Wednesday.
The McChicken, you already know.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And from that till now, when I'm a grown woman, I can spend like 40 without like,
you can give me an extra sauce.
Thank you.
I agree. You're not wrong.
Thank you. I hope the audience feels this. You got our hair.
Come on.
I was great. Like, McDonald's don't come for me.
Yeah. Love McDonald's.
Love you guys. And another random fact, if you're ever wanting to feel a bit inspired, definitely watch their Netflix movie. I was truly inspired. I feel like it was almost borderline better than The Social Network.
Okay.
If you're into that stuff. But
okay, I am.
I felt it was quite inspiring to see how that really went down.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And what a lot of people don't know, which will lead me into something else, is McDonald's is actually a real estate company. It's not restricted like food, like restaurants. It's actually real estate. So when it comes to the things that maybe people don't know about entertainment law, as you said, anything that you need to sign, but just like if you could give maybe just one random specific example of something where you're just like, you need to come see me if like this is happening with you. A lot of people, they're content creators. You're seeing a lot of entrepreneurs coming and rising up, and we got to stay protected. We want our people to stay protected. So anything that you would say in a consultation, a free one.
In a free one, though not legal advice. I mean, there's no.
This is not legal advice.
It is not. It is not.
Please contact Laura Wilson
Yeah.
on your spare time. We will get to, and all the links and the things will be there. And this is not legal advice.
It is not. So it depends. It really depends on what the person, what document they're working with,
Family
right?
and a company just came at me to do some promo for them, and they handed me a contract to confirm, like, that they would give me free product, but I have to pay for shipping.
Okay, so some of the things that you might want to look at is what are the different headings in that agreement? And I, even maybe shouldn't say that, because if the agreement doesn't have headings, I don't want people to be looking like, well, I don't see any headings. Right.
But I get what you're saying. Like, if it has,
like how long is this agreement? Like, what is the term? How long is this relationship going to, go on for? What am I? You're giving me money. You're giving me stuff. What am I giving you? What am I giving up? And so, are you going to use my likeness all over the internet and I'm not going to get paid for that? Are you, what are you going to do? You want to look at, is there exclusivity? So if I'm, working with this person or brand or group, does that mean that for the terms or the length of our relationship, I can't do anything with a person or brand or group who, fits this, checks off these many boxes? It's important to know what that would look like.
Yeah. Very important.
Yeah.
Thank you. So another staple question that we ask here downtown, don't waste no time with negativity, is you have the 4 elements. You have earth, air, fire, and water. Which element do you feel like, Laura, you resonate with the most, and why?
Okay, so initially I would say fire.
Okay.
But I mean, I guess we're all a bit of all of those things. But fire, I would say for sure, because I was gonna say something really corny, but I won't.
No, go for it.
I'm not. I won't. But I thought about it. That's why I hesitated. I would say fire, because when I get going, it's very difficult for me to stop. Like, if I am passionate about something and it's, this passion is like raging, I can see, okay, I'm going here. I'm gonna, like, you can't tell me no. You can say no, but I don't hear it as a no. I hear it as a, okay, I'm going to come back and regroup, and we're going to be able to do this thing together, because this is what I have going on, and I can see how this is going to work, and it's going to work. And it's just like, the more a fire burns, the more it burns. And that's how I feel like, when I work, when I'm representing clients, when I'm learning, I love learning. I feel like I cannot learn enough. I learn from my peers. I learn from my mentors. I learn when I go to seminars. I learn when I talk to people. I'm learning from you today. I cannot stop learning. And so, just being here on this earth, doing this work, having the privilege to do what I love to do, and to be able to provide a service to people who need it. And a lot of people who, come to me for consultations, or who've been my own clients, whether it was when I was on my own or whether I brought to the firm, they look like me and you. And so to be able to fill that knowledge gap for them in a time when the music industry in Toronto is getting a lot of looks, it's, I want to keep going, just keep, burning.
Yeah, I love that. Love it a lot. And I remember I spoke with someone, and they also said that fire was like the spark to them. They were like, it's the spark of evolution, because like man learned how to like make fire. That's when like earth was like super booming, and things really started clicking for like humans. So keep being fire. Like, it's not always a negative thing. Like, people will make it be. There is a balance to life with everything. But
100%.
we need people with fire. Like, that's
Yeah.
how you create change.
Mhm.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Thank
And
you.
everyone like can create change with their own elements, but
Mhm.
there's some that work better for others than there's some that work better for others than don't. And you said something very important, you know, you're grateful for knowing what you wanted to do. And that's not something that I take lightly, because I know a lot of students, I can only imagine what they're going through now. It's like COVID and all these breaks. Like, I couldn't, like, I was already stressed at school. I can't imagine like consistently going on breaks due to a pandemic. And it's just like that. I remember like even being in college, you're still taking the courses or certain things that you want to do, or in university, but you're still like low key still questioning, like, is this what I want to do? So it's a very beautiful, like, fulfilling thing to be like, this is what I want to do, like, to even get that sentence out. And a lot of people, as I said, they're creating businesses and entrepreneurs and stuff, and it's creating your table sounds nice, it's bossy, all the things, but doing it is like another thing, and it's super hard, Lara.
It's hard.
What is like one of the, like, I know there's probably a lot of things on the list, but what is one of the things that you're just like, I didn't realize this was going to be like this once you started creating your own table?
Everything. Everything, literally everything. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. You know, to be able to have the space to figure out what it is that I want to do, and the support to actually do that, is something that I don't take lightly. My family, my husband, my partner, you know, have all been incredibly supportive. Um, and there were so many times along the way where I'm like, this is, I mean, I knew it was going to be hard, but I know it's going to be this. And so I was a one-woman show when I was doing my practice. So at the same time that I'm learning the substantive area, like, okay, what is music law? So learning the laws around it and learning the industry, learning, you know, the business standards. I am the admin assistant. I am the office manager. I am, you know, the marketing department. I'm finance. Excuse me. I'm, you know, I'm all of those things.
All of the things.
And I'm just like, I started my practice and all I wanted to do was practice. But no, you have to do all of those things to run the business. So it was like, how do you streamline your business, run a lean business so that you can actually do the work that you want to do? And so I feel, again, like, I feel very grateful to be in the firm situation, because I have peers, I have mentors, you know, I have seniors who I can ask questions to, and everybody has an open door policy. But you know, it was hard to understand when to kind of keep pushing through. Like, you've done this, you're an entrepreneur, you can like figure it out, and be like, no, you're wasting your time, just ask for help. So it was, you know, lots of challenges. And of course, we have to, as lawyers, we have to be compliant with the rules of the regulator. So it's like, you have to pay these dues by, you know, these fees by these days. You have to get your insurance. You have to fill out this annual report. You have to, you know, be competent. Listen, you're like, flipping through, who is the client? Do you have their ID? Do you, confidentiality, on. Super important. All of these things are important, but you have to know them and do them, and at least be able to flag when something might not be as it should, so that you can at least ask for help, whether you ask the Law Society or whether you ask, girl, this braid is just, anyway, ask the Law Society, or, you know, now at the firm, ask a peer, ask a partner. Yeah.
Lara, I just realized we're super twinning today.
I know.
I love it. It's a vibe. It's a vibe.
This is my dad.
Okay, Dad.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Dad.
But otherwise, black top, braids, lip gloss, over the ear headphones. I'm okay.
It's a whole vibe. Like it
It
just
is.
hit me. But
Yeah.
yes, everything you just mentioned is very important. Now, I hope everyone was carefully listening because you said a lot of gems, like so many that I can't just be like, or else I'd be stopping you every bit of the way. So, as I like to tell everyone, make sure you rewind, replay again. I do it too. I take my notes from only because sometimes during the moment you don't get to fully like. I personally love to listen to podcasts and watch interviews. So,
Yeah.
I love to listen to what you smart people have to say. Now, I want to like, this is random, and I know I've
Okay.
said a lot, but at the end, which we are here, like I like to let my guests have the floor, which is like anything that's on your chest. Like it could have been a random like person you had to beep earlier to like anything that you get off your chest or make note of today that we didn't discuss and cover, or just anything. The mic is like, I'm handing you the mic. It is yours.
Wow.
And at the end of that, if you can let everyone know where they can find you, if they want to work with you, how to approach you, it's very important for us as Black women to normalize letting people know how we want to be approached.
Boundaries.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Boundaries are very important. So
Yeah. Okay. Pressure. What do I want to talk about?
are you like the funniest one in your girl club? I feel like you will have me like dying of laughter the whole time.
I am not.
Is my shit, okay?
Listen, I wish I was. I am not. I have friends who literally keep me in tears,
Absolutely.
in tears, in tears.
Yeah.
And they have kept me going through the quarantine.
Pride is important.
Yeah, you know what? I guess what would I say? We are in these quarantine times.
Mm.
And I've had to slow down like so many other people. And being fire, I'm if that's the element that I relate to. The beginning of the quarantine was really, really hard because I am a textbook extrovert. So, like fire, when you try to put a lid on it, you get me to stay inside. It's just like, how do you function? This is challenging. But all of the things that we need to succeed, we already have. Um, we just have to kind of hone them uh, to to make them work for us. The people who we need to help us, guide us along the way, as long as we have taken the time to figure out what it is that we want to do and we're being deliberate about, fulfilling that purpose and, like you said, listening to that inner voice, that voice in our heads, in our hearts, wherever it is that we may locate this inner voice, listening to them, and really just like trusting that everything will be okay. It will. It really will. It's I've had time to sit and reflect and just kind of tell myself like you're good, like you are okay. It's like it's hard, and I know when we were talking earlier, it's like it's hard. It makes you who you are. It builds character and grit and all that stuff. It didn't need to be that hard at times.
Facts. Yeah.
But now that we're here and we've overcome it, like everything that we've been through, the good, the bad, and the ugly, is preparing us for what's next, what's to come. And so, being able to like go through the journey, be in this quarantine, really kind of like reflect and be grounded. I feel very excited. I feel very encouraged for the future because it's like, when everything is stripped away and you're forced to stay inside, you feel grateful for having a room a roof over your head. You know, when you are like, oh, everybody it's work from home, you are grateful to have a job where you can work from home safely. um, and you have internet. You know, a lot of people don't have access to stable internet, and if they do, and there's a lot of people in the house, is it reliable enough for everybody to do the work that they need to do, whether it's employment or schoolwork? You know, how many times have I gone to the fridge today, right? I'm at home, okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not just eating fruit, okay? I'm eating everything that's in there. I'm
Everything. All
hungry
things.
all the time, even when I'm not. And so I'm grateful that we have a full fridge. So it's just like lots of, you know, the good, the bad, and the ugly, everything that's happened over the past year, and just along the journey has allowed me to really be grateful. And so I think that, you know, if we could all take some time to really develop our attitude of gratitude, we would realize that like we're doing okay.
We are.
We're doing okay.
Yeah. I have to let it like air out, you know. We are doing okay.
We're doing okay.
Ooh, thank you, Lord. Now, sorry to my people that don't believe in that, but that is what I said out loud. Forgive me.
Come on. I didn't we can go there, but
No,
I know we're coming to the end.
It's real, you know.
Yeah.
You have such a beautiful journey.
Thank
So
you.
it's like when people that you know have really been through things say the simple phrases,
Mm.
it's much heavier. That the weight on it is much heavier than people and times realize. As you said, we wish some of the things that we've gone through, it didn't have to happen, but
They didn't have to be that hard.
here we are.
They did not.
It didn't have to be that hard. Here we are, right? So like just having today, I was watching an interview, shout out to the Breakfast Club with Queen Afua. Love her.
Mm.
Not sure if you're familiar with her, but
I am.
yeah, love her. And ooh, I'm about to watch an interview like tonight again after I'm done like interviewing. But like it was just such a profound conversation. She's speaking on all that, just how you're able to really heal your mind and heal your body and like get all the things you want by simply just believing and being in
Yeah.
a space of gratitude and not
Yeah.
ignoring that in like literally everything. Like we did not speak. Like
Yeah.
every conversation was speaking on like you're speaking on today, and I'm just like, wow, like one, this is clicking, and two,
Yeah.
it's like it's needed to be said. And people
Yeah.
hear this message over and over and over again, whether it's
Yeah.
beautiful, whether it's from Laura Wilson, like they need to hear it because it's important. And for us to move forward and break those generational curses and not just say it as a Black community, as minorities, like we have to be aware of those things. We can't do what the Romans do. Period.
Yeah. 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 I'm like, listen, you are saying it. There's so much power in our minds, in our thoughts. You know, the power of life and death is in the tongue. So if you believe that you have life, you will have life. If you believe otherwise, so it will be. And you know, the average human uses about 10% of our brain, right? Or at least that's what it was last time I checked.
Yeah.
Right? Imagine if we used 11, right? Or 12. Imagine if we used 20, right? So like we haven't even, just as we go about our day, we haven't even really begun to unlock what it is that we can do.
Exactly.
So, you know, when we're sitting and we're meditating and we're reflecting and just manifesting, there's so much power in that. But sometimes life is just moving so quickly that we can't, you know, take the time. We have to make the time.
Yeah.
We have to make the time. We will make time for whatever we want to make time for. And so I really do try to like make the time to just be still. And me, I love being on road, okay? And before the lockdown and after the lockdown, Laura is on road. I'm seeing my family, I want to see my friends. I want to party. You know what I'm saying? Like, but even in
I was
all
thinking
that,
someone today, like I miss my dance hall parties right now. Real bad.
I
Real
just sigh deeply. I sigh deeply. But like even like during those times, just like being here, there, I didn't have that time that I created to just be, or at least not enough, you know? And so being in this time and feeling so grounded and so grateful, I'm still going to be on road when we're allowed outside, but differently. Like when you are grateful, when you identify what your purpose is, and you're actually like living in your purpose, and you've identified your gift and now you're giving it back, you move differently. I feel different, and it's very, I feel very, very grateful to like have been through all of those things to come to this point right now, and like share what I have learned, even though I have so much more to learn. Like,
for sure,
if there's information that I have, you can have it. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
I love that. Guys, this has been an amazing episode. Love you, Lara. Like, please don't make this the last time we are speaking. You're a true queen. And
thank you.
I'm happy that, you just gave me this privilege of speaking with you today and just having this vulnerable, open conversation that people don't usually get to hear from you. So, I really do appreciate it, truly. Now, just for everyone again, where can everyone, how can they contact you? Where can they find you if they need some help with some entertainment law? Or using documents, notarize, like all the things.
I am Wilson Lewis Law across all social media platforms. WILSONLEWISLAW. On Instagram mainly. I am on Twitter, but I check it every now and then. I just haven't gotten used to the character limit.
Honestly, ever since I got on TMZ, I always check my Twitter. Because that's how they reached out to me. And ever since then, I was like, checking my Twitter.
Okay. So, I mean, I pick up that challenge
sometimes because of what you do.
Yeah,
definitely once a week at least.
Okay,
I can. That side Instagram, send requests, whatever, because Twitter has one of those too.
Okay, so do I have to tweet more?
No.
Is that a thing? Okay, just check it though.
Just check it.
Okay.
To be honest with me, I just cackle all day. If I'm if I am on Twitter, I am in tears, holding
usually,
because the comments are where it's at for me. I'm a drift queen, so I love that, but I don't really tweet like that. So
yeah, okay, that's good to know. It's hard to know what to do, and Twitter. I think it's a great platform, but I, for whatever reason, haven't really gotten the hang of it.
Comment on the
Instagram. Pardon?
Comment on what's trending. Okay. That's how people end up following.
Okay.
When you're just doing have a great day, everybody. It's not hitting the streets.
Yeah. I'm just I'm tweeting into the ether. But I can I can take that on. Yeah. Instagram, I'm on it pretty regularly, posting things, commenting things, sharing things, connecting with people. I've connected with a lot of people on Instagram, so that's a platform that I'm typically on. And the firm website is tomolawyers.com, www.tomlawyers.com. And my email is laura@tomolawyers.com. You can reach out to me anytime, set up a consultation, see how I can help.
I love that. And I will definitely be contacting you for all my things that are happening.
Yeah, listen, you know how to reach me.
Thank God. Okay. So everyone, this has been another week's episode, Downtown World. Don't waste no time with negativity with Laura Wilson Lewis. Let's put some respect on the name. And she is more than giving you guys more than enough keys that y'all should really be paying her for. So we appreciate it, Queen. Let's remember to eat fruit, mind our business, and be thankful. Yeah.
Be thankful.
A lot of gratitude today. So
yeah. I'm grateful for you.
I'm grateful for you too, Queen.
About to go downtown.
Downtown, hey!